Geht's jetzt wieder? Ah, okay. Ich glaube, das war das Spiel, das jetzt neu gestartet hat. Das heißt, wenn wir diesen komischen Bildschirm da mal wieder ins Gedächtnis rufen, dann war das, glaube ich, das 6. Mal oder so.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Genau, das wird sein. Soll ich mal das... Nein, ich mache noch nicht das, was er will. Noch nicht.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Genau das war mein Plan.
The lounge was sublime, a work of art. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Das mache ich dieses Mal tatsächlich. Ja.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door and got back on track.
Warum ist Track nicht da drüben? Und ich gehe jetzt darum? Wow, 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 wow. Was ist denn gerade los? Ah, geht nicht, okay. Das heißt, ich habe jetzt also auf der Tür nach rechts alle Möglichkeiten durch. So wie ich das sehe. Hier waren wir, glaube ich, nie.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Ich habe ja auch keine andere Wahl hier. How to solve a dispute with a coworker. What? Ach so, das geht. Weiter. Using slides to ensure employees that everything's okay. Ja, gut, everyone is unique. You, most of all. Bullshit. What is hot? Profits, 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 profits. Profits, profits, profits. The stock market is somewhere here. Stripes. Requires more secondary research. What do people want? Things. Money, more money. Things, but with money to buy more things. Graphs about money, things. We have our new product. Mike James, you are fired. Was, weil er hingeschrieben hat? Happy feelings. Also. B quarterly. Post review. We need reviews. 402 plus 405 want to get rid of a death sport portion in the primary review shuttle. But I think that's a stupid idea. More water coolers, more water cooler heaters. Charts need to be more nip to appeal to teenage demographic. What? Find teenagers to put in teenage demographic? Big net? Some sort of child through? Work harder,
Stanley
work
just
harder.
stood there doing nothing at all.
Stimmt
He seems
nicht.
to think I have nothing better to do with my time than to sit around and describe every fascinating little detail of his inability to do anything. This is why Stanley and I are on such good terms.
Hallo, ich fülle hier erstens eine Festplatte und rede zweitens in mein Mikro und nehme dabei Let's Plays auf. Das ist eine ganze Menge, Herr Moderator. Ja, was steht da? No more bins. Trend cans. 20 renaming of the ideas on 30 fucking of me ideas bin. Throw something in the ideas bin. Okay. Schon ein bisschen strange hier. Do not alter without consulting whiteboard manager. Meeting room, floor 4XX. Meeting schedule. Office efficiency, financial. Panic meeting. IT dev. Weekly Review. Office Party, Freitagnachmittag, auch toll. 8-Bird. Aha. Boss Inspection. Legal. Ich will mir sowas immer angucken, denn da gibt's ab und zu lustige Dinger zu lesen. Tomorrow, complete today's unfinished agenda items. Right next day's agenda. Reflect. Employee Jim. Warum hat Jim einen Namen? Ne? The future was yesterday, tomorrow is now. Kann man sehen, wie man will. Targets. Push for funding for R&D of new coffee machine. Das hat funktioniert. Not cost efficient. Was? Standardize quiz? Get Chris out of the broom closet. Aha. Prepares are to... Okay. Aha. Who moved my desk? Please read the targets on the topic of bla bla bla. Aha. Okay, was steht jetzt hier alles? Das haben wir vorhin gehabt. Das hatten wir auch schon. To do. Synergize. Core value. Expanded. Shift global market part. Monetize free to play. Ach was. Number of slides on this slide. Ah ja. Rated which charts on the same slide depict the same information. Naja. Gehen wir weiter. Ach was. Die ging auf.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Ja, doch, das macht Sinn. Okay, also das hat die Frage...
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Nee. Die Frage ist, ob das irgendwas verändert hat, dieser kleine Raum. So, ich will ja nicht komplett auf ihn hören, deshalb gehe ich natürlich hier unten hin. Ich will ja noch ein bisschen was sehen hier vom Game.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that.
Hä?
And in such a competitive economy,
Wie kommt denn das Auto
why
hier
had
raus?
he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something
Hier
occurred to
raus?
Stanley.
Nee.
Maybe,
Komisch.
he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
What?
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
Schon wieder.
Now the
Die
voice
Garage.
was describing itself being considered by Stanley,
nee.
who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought.
Oh nein.
And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself?
Okay, ich gehe andersrum.
Believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself?
Okay, ich gehe nicht andersrum.
Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley.
Ja.
After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment and my wife and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Glaub nur dran. Glaub nur dran. Ha, ich darf wieder
Stanley
steuern.
began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone
Okay,
hear
gleich
my
crasht's.
voice? Who am I? Who am I?
Boom.
And everything
Shakalaka.
went black.
Loading?
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
What?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy, this much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind.
Das Auto
I
da
know what is
links,
real
ne?
and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Loading? Loading.